Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana. Well done.
It's always 420 somewhere. Hey, 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 hey.
We're here at the Woodbridge Police to deliver the COMA guidelines and to ask them where we can smoke marijuana around here.
I came to bring these guidelines. We are medical marijuana patients in New Jersey, and we're trying to get an understanding of how the law works. You know, if we come to the dispensary or we live around here and you're in between or you're away from home, where are you supposed to medicate as per this without getting arrested? If my wife is driving at the mall and we're there for 6 hours and they're in the mall, I'm just trying to figure out my future. I'm there for Christmas.
You just move here?
No, I live in New Jersey 42 years.
42, you live in Woodbridge?
I actually live in Hazlitt now, but I'm always at the Woodbridge Mall and Menlo Park, and coming up and around frightens me to know what I should do.
Because patients are getting arrested with the cards, so that's why we want to come to you first and ask you where we can go to do this and not get arrested.
You're supposed to be doing an investigation. I mean,
can you suggest any place?
A bush, a cedar tree?
Well,
any place. The roses.
Yeah. I just don't want to cause a problem because I see other patients having problems, and we don't want that.
So in the mall it says, well, if you go to your car, then if it's parked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit in the driver's seat.
No,
Yeah.
we have a van. I usually am in the far back, so I'm out of sight. I just don't know if I'm opening the van and coming out, am I going to be tackled by a mall police?
No, it says...
no. But you know what? Let me put it this way: if there is, you will be stopped and it will be investigated.
Yeah, we're all learning.
You give us the card and whatnot, and we
verified.
verify it.
I appreciate your honesty. This is great.
Okay. Well, can we just tell you we're going to go out here to the sidewalk and do that off the property? Yeah, off the property. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to do this the right way. We just don't know how to go about it without causing a problem. That's all. I appreciate it. You can, these guidelines, you can have these in case you don't have them.
No, we have them.
You have them, sure? Okay. All right, good. Thank you.
Thank you for your integrity.
And the Woodbridge Police told us we had to smoke off property where they smoke tobacco, recreationally. Well, I'm going to smoke my marijuana medicinally.
Amen. Have a good day. We can't say this is virgin ground, but it's pretty virgin. We're right across the street from the police department.
So Woodbridge seems to know what's going on. They told me to smoke marijuana out here by the sidewalk where the other people smoke. It's a little bit of what freedom tastes like.
Good taste.
Cop just drove by. Gave me the thumbs up.
Yeah?
See that? He just gave me the thumbs up.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he goes like this. He goes, yeah. I like the cops around here, man. They're cool.
At least we know in Woodbridge, if I'm having spasms at the mall, that I could just go out in the parking lot, as long as there's no keys and the car's not in operation, I could just smoke this car right out so you can't even see who's in here. And that's just because I'm having my medicine from a spasm. That's totally okay in Woodbridge. And we're now on to another town to see if it's okay over there.
Stop arresting patients! Stop arresting patients! Stop arresting patients!
Welcome to CMMNJ TV.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
I'm Ken Walski, Executive Director of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey. The mission of our organization is to educate the public about the benefits of marijuana. Marijuana is a safe, effective, and inexpensive therapeutic agent for a wide variety of diseases, symptoms, and conditions. No patient should suffer needlessly without it, and no patient should ever go to jail for following the advice of a doctor. Join us and learn more about the exciting science of medical marijuana. I'm Ken Walski, Executive Director of the Coalition for Medical Marijuana, New Jersey. I'm here in the Princeton Community TV studios today with Hugh Giordano, the union representative from the United Food and Commercial Workers Union. Welcome to CMMNJ, Hugh.
Hi, Ken. How you doing?
Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Hugh, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, my name is Hugh Giordano, and I'm a union organizer for the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, Local 152. Our local represents primarily workers in the food service, manufacturing, production lines. We have members in healthcare, such as RNs, LPNs, CNAs. We represent the barbers on the military bases. And we're constantly growing. We're a very diverse union. And it's my job to go out there and get new members and to organize the workers who want a union.
Great. And so you've been working now with trying to get the Compassionate Care Foundation in Egg Harbor Township to unionize. That's the alternative treatment center that grows and dispenses medical marijuana in New Jersey, one of them anyway.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we've had our eye on it for a while. We knew that it was going to happen in the state of New Jersey. We have other locals on the West Coast that have organized the medical marijuana industry, other facilities in Colorado and Washington State. So we knew it was going to happen. It's a bit different in this case because the owners out there wanted the union to come in. So we're dealing with a different scenario here with compassionate care than has happened recently on the West Coast.
So was there a vote of the union members or the members that who work at CCF who want to become a union? Is that how it works, Hugh?
Well, so basically how it works, there's a legal proceeding, and how it works is the workers have to sign these cards called authorization cards, and by law you need 30% of the workers to sign these cards. In this case, we had a majority of the workers who thought that unionization would help not only the workplace but the movement as well in the state of New Jersey, and we filed for election. The issue has been in this case is that the chairman, David Knowlton, has been very reluctant to work with the unions, to work with our local in this matter. Much different than the other executives on the West Coast where they wanted labor and management to work together as a team. So he has been, so now we have a court date coming up to basically see if these workers can organize because he's put out some debate on whether these workers are even covered under the law to organize.
I have to disclose my own prejudice here. I've been a union man for all or part of 5 decades, Hugh. I worked my way through college as a member of the Steelworkers United Steelworkers of America. I was briefly a Teamster. I worked for American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees when I became an RN. And then I was a CWA member for 22 years. I really believe that unions help protect the workers. You know, they give a strong voice to the people. They allow for, you know, collective bargaining. It halts the arbitrary and capricious actions of the employers. It sort of goes a long way towards guaranteeing fairness in the workplace, as far as I can tell. It's between management and labor, and it establishes a formal process for the resolution of disputes, which you don't have in non-union shops oftentimes.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm a great supporter of unions, and I certainly wish you a lot of luck in this endeavor. So in the West Coast, the management in medical marijuana facilities was more receptive to unionization, but we're not seeing this on the East Coast, or at least in New Jersey. So now this dispute is going to be resolved, where you have a suit coming up with the National Labor Relations Board?
Yes, I mean, the National Labor Relations Board handles all the disputes between unions and the companies, and we try to come to an agreement. And the issue here is that the chairman, David Knowlton, is saying that these workers are not covered under the Act, and the Act excludes a mild amount of workers, and one of those workers are agricultural workers. He's claiming that these workers are agricultural workers and not covered under the Labor Act.
Mm-hmm.
This law is an old law. The law was passed in 1935. The law was meant to protect small farmers who had families working on the farm, so there would be disputes. It's a different world today. You have Pepsi, Cola, Coca-Cola owning and running farms, big business. This isn't your family farm anymore. And he's trying to use an old law to basically keep his workers who want the union to organize. And it's very daunting because we have sat with Mr. Knowlton prior to filing for election, trying to do the same thing that the other locals and unions have done on the West Coast, saying, look, we can work together. We don't want to make this adversarial. Let's sit down. We want to work with you to lobby up in Trenton to get these things passed, to expand the list of conditions, protect the workers, protect the owners. And because the issue is that a lot of these owners are coming in, a few investors, and compared to other corporations, they don't have the backing from the political side, the funding to fight these legal issues. So owners on the West Coast are seeing that, hey, the union brings some political clout. They have their foot in the door with some of these politicians. We can work both sides of the aisles on this issue because there's a lot to this issue. It's more than just commerce. I mean, it's people's health, people's rights and freedoms, and these are the type of things that we want to work on. Expanding the list and protecting the patients and protecting the workers. And unfortunately, he was open to the idea, but it seems to have been a fallacy. He has to have come off as a businessman and for his own political reasons, and not actually out for the patients or the workers, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly seems to me that a union can, as you say, not only protect the workers, but also protect the management and expand the industry, which is the big thing. Right now there is no effort to expand the qualifying conditions and make more patients able to purchase marijuana at this dispensary. Despite the fact that the law passed in 2010, and that law included the provision for expanding qualifying conditions. We have the fewest qualifying conditions of any patient of any state in the nation. You really have to be almost on death's door in order to qualify for marijuana therapy in New Jersey. But the union would use its force and power to expand the qualifying conditions and expand the industry and work to work and not only expand but improve the industry. So it certainly seems like a very worthwhile thing that you're doing for medical marijuana patients in New Jersey, Hugh, and I want to congratulate you for your work on behalf of these patients. There's one other consideration, I guess, and that's that to me it's interesting that the NLRB is taking the case up because they're a federal agency and marijuana is not recognized federally as a medicine, and all uses of marijuana are against the law except for maybe 4 patients who are in the compassionate use investigational new drug program. So it's interesting that the National Labor Relations Board is going to take this issue up, considering the fact that the federal government does not recognize marijuana. I mean, they consider it an illegal substance. They could argue, or someone could argue that, well, it's like asking the National Labor Relations Board to unionize bank robbers,
Right.
because they're doing an illegal activity. So has the NLRB been involved in this before, or what are your thoughts on that issue?
Yes, I mean the NLRB has been involved in this industry prior to us going to a full election. In Maine, there was a case where workers wanted to organize, and that local up there took some of the issues to the NLRB. Those issues were a bit different because the workers felt they were being unjustly terminated or harassed for wanting to organize with the union, which in any industry, it's illegal for the owners to harass or intimidate workers if they want to organize. It's the right to do so under federal law. The NLRB felt that it fell into that jurisdiction for them to go and handle this case, and they pursued it. What the company did with their attorneys is they handled it and closed the case outside of court before it got to a point where the NLRB actually heard it. But a memo from the NLRB felt that yes, this is something that we feel that is our jurisdiction. And I guess going forward, our belief as a union is that if they had jurisdiction over that matter, then they certainly have a jurisdiction to handle a union election. And I think it comes down to this, Ken, is that the NLRB's job is to make sure that workers have the right to organize. And we live in a country where there's states' rights as well. And the states have taken a legal precedent to stand up to the plate to legalize medical marijuana, some states recreational. And I think the NLRB is smart enough to know that, look, we're in a country where states do have rights, and these are workers who want to organize. And if it's legal under the state law, they should step onto the mat and take care of the issue. If not, the labor board will leave these workers out to dry, and they'll have nowhere to go. And the sad part about that is, this is a flourishing industry. It's going to grow. It's not going to stop. There's no stopping ahead of us. I see it. It's going to happen. It's going to continue to work. We have the federal government that is putting bills on the table. They may not pass right away, but the states are taking the initiative. So Labor Board, I think, is smart enough to know that this is an issue that they have to step up to now, get their foot in the door, get some precedent under their belt, and move forward. And I feel very positive that will happen.
So the hearing is scheduled for March the 16th in Philadelphia.
Yes.
I understand. And what are your expectations at this hearing? What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I think that we're going to present our case. I think that the good thing about the employees at Compassionate Care is they're very intelligent. They know what they're doing. A lot of, there's a couple workers that have education just to do this job, and they know what is needed to happen at this case, and they know that they're not agricultural workers. They're trained professionals. Some would say that they're pharmaceutical manufacturers. And I tend to agree with that. This processing, and I think that we're going to present our case to the Labor Board. The court will take these into considerations. I think they'll see that the management side is just to keep these workers from organizing. That's their only agenda. It's not for any real purpose. The law is flawed, and the board will see that. And I believe that we'll come through and we'll have a date for an actual union election. That's my overall goal, and I think that that's going to happen, and we feel confident, and the workers feel confident.
So that's great. And so if they rule in your favor, then you would go ahead with an election to establish the UFCW as the union in the Alternative Treatment Center. Now, would this apply to other alternative treatment centers? Currently, there are supposed to be 6 in the state, although only 3 are working right now.
Right.
How would this affect other alternative treatment centers?
That's a great question, and the reality of it is that this is going to affect the whole country. This is going to set a legal precedent for the rest of the country. Fortunately, like I said, the UFCW and other unions that have gotten involved with this have not had to deal with this issue because the owners, again, have accepted the union in. I'll just give you an example. In Minnesota, we just organized a facility out there. There's 1 of 2 out there that have been recognized, and the first one has unionized before even opening, because the owner out there knows that, hey, you guys can help get this done, because the Minnesota law is very restrictive still. So this is going to have a major effect, not only in New Jersey, but across the country when the medical marijuana facilities want to organize, because this will set a precedent of who can and who cannot organize under the Labor Act. So this is very important. Again, we're hoping that it goes in a positive direction, because it's going to affect thousands of workers across the country. And I don't want to see, and I know a lot of other union representatives don't want to see these workers left out to dry. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to their families. And like you said, it creates a balance between workers and management. And I think we need that in this industry as well.
Yes. I certainly agree with you there. Recently in Newark, there was the establishment of NJUMR, New Jersey United for Marijuana Reform. It was the American Civil Liberties Union, New Jersey chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union, the NAACP, National Advancement for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and the the statewide Municipal Prosecutors Association. They joined forces to establish this coalition for marijuana reform. Now, do you intend to either join this? Maybe you don't know yet, but do you intend to? Well, do you intend to join the?
Well, it's definitely something that we have talked about. We know that it happened. I believe it was like last Wednesday. I believe it happened, and it was something that came up, and it's something that we would definitely consider. Your organization, for example, is something that we definitely would be a part of, and we believe in what you're doing and how you're handling your process, and we believe that we can work together, and that's what we think as a union, and this is why it's important that we organize this place and these workers, because then we would have a foot in the door even more to actually go up there and lobby, to take these workers up there to Trenton and say, look, we're working with these coalitions to get things done here. So I'm sure it's something that we would consider. Again, it's something that I'm very fortunate, and our members are very fortunate to have leadership in this local that are very progressive and see years down the line, not just tomorrow. So we're always open to working with other coalitions to make sure that the workers and the patients are protected.
That's great, Hugh. I'm really glad to hear that. And personally, I understand you're a Green Party member, and that you were a candidate for office in running for the Green Party. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, this was a personal venture outside of the union. I've always been involved in politics. I always liked it as a young guy, and I decided when I was 25 years old to run for office for state representative in Pennsylvania. It was a huge decision I made. I was very glad I did. I ended up, I didn't win the election, but I ended up getting the most votes in a three-way race of any independent third-party candidate in Pennsylvania history. So I was very proud about that.
Yeah.
I think that I love the Green Party for the fact that it's very pro-labor, and it's for the people, and it's the corporations don't have the stranglehold on it. It's a growing party, and I know that you ran.
Yes.
So we have something in common on outside of this the medical marijuana issue. But yeah, I mean, it's something that I enjoyed very much. Being a union rep gives me a lot of time to actually fight for the workers. But I also know that there's another side to that, and that's the political side. And just in this debate alone, we see that the state assemblymen and governors have a lot of power on the state side to control the medical marijuana industry. So politics is very important to me. And hopefully one day down the line, I'll do it again. But I'm focused on this now, on the union movement, and this issue is important.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. I was the Green Party candidate for U.S. Senate in the 2012 election, and typically the third-party candidate gets less than 5% of the votes. Unfortunately, the Democrats and Republicans really have the machines to sew up so many of the votes, and the media even ignore many of the third-party candidates too. And it's a shame because I certainly believe in the Green Party as well, and I believe that they have a platform that is just really terrific. And if someone takes the time to go to gp.org and look at the 10 key values of the Greens, for example, you'd be hard pressed to find something you disagree with, at least here in the Princeton area. We certainly, it was an eye-opener to know that this right to work is going around. It's really undermining unions nationally, I understand.
Yes, it is, and the whole agenda of right to work is to defund unions. We're not for it for the correct reasons, because we care about our members, we care about the contracts, we want things to be done correctly. And I always tell people all the time, if a union couldn't help you, the companies wouldn't care, but apparently they do, because their PAC funds are directly against us. So it's something that we want everybody, the citizens, to know that right to work is absolutely horrible.
Anything else?
No, I just I want to thank you and your organization for what you do. And we appreciate what you do on the activist level and the political level. I mean, you do great stuff, and we hope to work together with you. And we just hope that the patients know that, look, we're out, that the union's here. We want to continue to work with other organizations to grow this, and we hope that the workers get the right to organize. And it's the long-term value of union workers for this topic is great, and we hope to be a part of it, and we want to be. So
we are the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey, and since we started in 2003, our aim has been to expand the coalition of individuals and organizations like yourself that support medical marijuana in one way or another, or at least support access to marijuana for patients who need it.
Absolutely.
And in doing so, we have also endorsed legalization because this program is not working here in New Jersey to the extent that we want it to work, and we think that legalization is right now the most efficient and effective way to meet the needs of the vast majority of patients who can benefit from marijuana therapy. But our basis is marijuana as medicine, and we're always happy to welcome an organization, especially a strong and dedicated organization like yourself, into our coalition of supporters for medical marijuana. So thank you so much, Hugh.
Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you. Appreciate it.
For more information about the Coalition for Medical Marijuana New Jersey, join us at our free public meetings on the second Tuesday of every month at the Lawrence Township Library in Mercer County, New Jersey, from 7 to 9 p.m. Snacks are served and all are welcome. Remember, every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, somebody's arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for cannabis. Marijuana? I don't want to be racist.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana, Lefty.
Every 42 seconds, someone in this country is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds in New Jersey and across the country, somebody's arrested for cannabis.
Every 42 seconds, somebody is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Cada 42 segundos está uno arrestado por marihuana.
Every 42 seconds, somebody is arrested for...
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for cannabis.
Chaque 42 secondes, il y a arrêté un monde pour marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone's arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana.
Every 42 seconds, someone is arrested for marijuana. It could be you.